I think the kids are vetoing. I see both of them on Battle.net. Alright. Unfortunately, we have not invited him to the Battle.net team yet, which is not that big of a deal, but... Look in the BBB Discord channel right now. Alright, we can take a tiny look at it, mate. What is happening there? Huh? There's a lot of memes. Jesus. Don't know. Alright, well, it's good to see that you guys are having fun. The myth of the consensual show match. Magnus does not agree. It's okay, Magnus, mate. It's okay. We were just having some fun. It's all good. I'm proud of you, mate. You won. You overcame the nerves that were clearly hindering you in the first game. Today is your day. We will not bully Magnus. Today is your day. You won. Almost like a whole team. Well, we got 4 players now, mate. 4 is a lot. Fiant, Hydra, Sabbathus, Arrogfire. I don't think Team Roddy has ever had 4 players. The most we ever did is 3. Because obviously I do not have infinite resources. But, you know, since Jacob has been so good to us and Andre is always so good to us. And the stream has been doing great lately. And especially a kid like Arrogfire. He just deserves some support. And obviously do not expect to keep 4 players for a very long time. But temporarily it's okay. It's nice to do nice things. Alright, they are still doing their vetoing. They are apparently deep into the tank on how to veto and what to veto, but we'll get there soon, guys. MilkiCow versus Arrogfire. It's going to be a very high-level series. They are both incredibly good. I don't actually know. Let's take a look how they've done against each other historically while we wait for the first game to be ready. I know that Arrogfire does better in PvP than he does in PvT, but I feel like we did make him play against Nicorakt once in the Big Brain Bouts, and he won 3-0. So historically, it's been definitely in favor of MilkiCow. 6-0 historically. However, I think Arrogfire got a lot better. Some of these games, like 2020, obviously does not matter at all. He was literally like 13 back then. Here he was like 14, 15, so it's obviously started to get a bit better here. Let's see if the year 2024 can be off to a good start. And if he can start off with a W under our wing. And if not, we have a couple games to learn from. Vetoes are almost done, guys. Sorry that it's taking a little while, but hey, we are ahead of schedule anyway. The other weeks we were always behind. Now we are ahead of schedule, so it's okay if they take their time. Oceanborn is going to be our first match. As I am thoroughly entertained by your memes. Not totally certain what Arrogfire currently likes to do in this matchup. I see him a lot in the weekly, but as you guys know, Europe is full of Protosses. So most of the time when we cast Arrogfire, we end up casting him in PvP. And he's definitely not all about the 3-gate robos all the time, but that is his bread and butter. The man made history once upon a time in the grand finals of a community tournament, where he was down 0-3 against Art, and Art is like a 6,200 MMR Protoss. And then Arrogfire turned it around, the reverse sweep from 0-3 to a 4-3 victory. And he went 3-gate robo all 4 games. The man literally winning 4 in a row in the grand finals of a tournament with the same build. That's how good he is at that build. A legend. One of my favorite gaming tweets. Congratulations to Arrogfire for winning X tournament. I forgot the name of the tournament. By defeating Art 4-3 in the final after going down 0-3. And then you take a look at the replays and it's 3-gate robo, 3-gate robo, 3-gate robo. Oh, it was Poppy. Yeah, okay, sorry, Poppy. It was Poppy. Thought it was Art, but Poppy. But Poppy is damn good as well. Poppy's a youngster too, but he's damn good. Poland just has a lot of great Protoss players.
Let's get it on.
Round 1.
Fight!
Here we go, co-main event of BASILISK Big Brain Bouts number 49. Two very talented youngsters going at it, but this man is old compared to his opponent. In the bottom right side, hailing from Russia, it is MilkiCow. Or Milky Meow, as we sometimes call him. And that was another account of his. In the top left side, we are looking at the main base of the man who is now representing Team Roddy, but has not been updated yet on Battle.net, but we'll take care of that real soon. This is the 16-year-old kid from France, Arrogfire. We're gonna kick this best of 5 off. That's obviously for $125. The winner gets 100, the loser gets 25 buckies, and that is provided to you guys by BASILISK. If you guys want to show some love and appreciation to BASILISK, you can do !BASILISK in the chat. That will link you to the socials, and any interactivity you guys do over there is very appreciated. You can obviously join the BASILISK Discord as well, !BASILISK Discord, and you can let them know there that you appreciate everything they do for Starcraft. And I know that I'm biased, but they've done great things for Starcraft so far. I think almost everybody would agree with it. And if they don't, they are just wrong. So Arrogfire has scouted and he sees that the barracks is missing. So he is going to play it safe and he's going to kick things off with a Zealot. This SCV is here and it's going to be here in time to prevent this Nexus. Yeah, and the probe cannot prevent the eBay. Because eBays are tinier and you can always plant that down somewhere. But hey, at least we have a Zealot. I think it's good news for Arrogfire that he open up here with a Zealot, because even if the Zealot cannot win the fight against the Reaper, it can buy time. And time is obviously what you look for as first blood gets drawn. It's very nice to kill that SCV so quick. The Reaper does find the probe though, and that means that this probe is not going to be able to warp in the Nexus. It's a bit unfortunate. So both players so far finding a worker. Stalker is almost out. The Reaper could be stuck, by the way. That's a very quick reaction by MilkiCow. I think there's still a world where the Stalker can get enough shots off. No, absolutely. And now the Reaper says, alright, F it. If I'm going to go down, I will take another probe with me. And he does. I don't hate that for Arrogfire. I think that's kind of okay. It's all good, Winter. It happens, mate. You're going to Katowice, right? I forgot if you say that you are going to watch Katowice from home with your friends, or if you're actually going to Kato. If you're going, I look forward to meeting you. GG's, amigo. Niet is going to... Oh, as Arrogfire runs his Stalker, by the way, guys, into a Widowmine on the other side of the map. That is tricky. MilkiCow is a very big fan of armory openings. And armories are obviously massive for Widowmine drops, because that means that they are going to be permanently cloaked. This is a bit of a complicated build. Proxy Rex, Double Reaper into... We had Double Reaper, right? Yeah. Double Reaper into Widowmines, into a Cyclone now. It's a little bit of everything. That's cool. I look forward to meeting the Hungarian crew. Katowice is going to be awesome. If you use your Phoenix here, by the way, guys, that sucks, because that obviously means that you don't have any energy. I have the feeling that Arrogfire is going to use this energy, and he will, but that means that you have one less lift available to deal with this Widowmine drop follow-up. Phoenix is also not heading in the right direction. Maybe this one will. So we get a tiny bit of a heads up. Arrogfire knows that it's coming. How successful will this Widowmine drop be? Whoa, the matter of fact turns around. Frizy wants a serious prediction. I believe in Arrogfire. I think we can bring it home. 3-2. It is going to be hard, but I think he can do it. Yeah, I think Stargate makes a lot of sense here. Because MilkiCow's build is weird. He has a lot of weird builds. Careful, by the way. Cyclones is so good against Phoenix. But Phoenix lives. This Phoenix is going to find a Viking. But now these Phoenixes move out of their position. So the Viking will definitely lose the fight. But now the Widowmine drop is going to show up. But the boost was activated very early. So Arrogfire has time. Oh, that's so risky. No, 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 no. Yeah, you saw that going wrong from a mile away. That was too much. There are moments where you can do that. But then you need to make sure you've got enough units to actually kill the Widow Mines. And if it's a single Widow Mine, it's a lot more likely you get away with that move than when it is double mine. All things considered, guys, 9 is obviously a lot. 9 is too much, don't get me wrong. But I felt like it was going to be even worse than that. I was very worried it was going to be like 15 and then it would be game over. 9 is painful. Not what you are looking for. But maybe we can still make something of this game. Careful against the Cyclones though. Arrogfire wants to play Phoenix Colossus, and that is obviously a expensive army comp. It's a very good army comp, one that I'm very fond of as well, but not one where you want to be taking that much economic damage. The Marines have targeted the low HP Phoenix. Arrogfire does at least get one Cyclone. It's not a very good trade for the Protoss, to be completely honest. Phoenixes are expensive, and the Cyclones, they are just there in the beginning of the early game. Reddit was right all along. About what? Widow Mines? That was just a good setup by MilkiCow, right? Milky was very patient with it. And Arrogfire saw a Viking and he kind of got excited like a puppy, where he's like, oh my god, a bow! And then it just runs to the other side of the street and you're like, no! Stay here! Since MilkiCow did not have some sort of a devastating 2-base follow-up, there is obviously time to drag this game on. I do not like the position of Arrogfire. I feel like we've just lost a few too many expensive units. It's so difficult for the Phoenixes to be useful against Cyclones. But one good fight with Immortal Colossus, maybe a bit of battery support. Yeah, perhaps the dream is still alive. A lot of things are going to have to go well for Arrogfire, but never say never. The supply block is not going to help us here, but we have 2 pylons finishing up, so maybe it's not that bad. Phoenixes are looking for freebies, but MilkiCow is doing a very good job in having his units in all the right places. And there are no SCVs to be picked off, there are no stray Marines that the Phoenixes can lift. No medevac for free. Difficult to deal with this army. There are 4 Marauders in the mix. The Marines obviously should be no problem for these Colossus. The Marauders are a problem, but we have some sentries. The sentry doing a drop of force with nice hot pickup by MilkiCow. Good save on that Cyclone, guys. I know incredibly little about the Esports World Cup at the moment. Basically everything that they've announced today, that is pretty much all I know and have known. So no, I don't know if they're going to do another Legends tournament. Not a Phoenix Falls here, by the way. We don't... Oh, careful with the Colossus. We're going to drop some force fields, but the Marauder count is high. I'm surprised that MilkiCow decides against it. I kind of felt that he was right where he needed to be. But by running back, he actually made it a much better fight for Arrogfire than it should have been. Now we're going to run through Widow Mines here. Arrogfire is chasing something that I really don't think he should be chasing. He's down 6 workers, guys. And has lost 3 Phoenixes. We have 4 Phoenix left over. The observer positioning is pretty damn good. He will be able to spot any drops moving out. Very surprised that MilkiCow didn't pull the trigger. I felt those Marauders were right where they needed to be. Force wheels go down. It's going to be a difficult fight for Zealots if these Widow Mines fire. Colossus is doing their thing. You gotta be careful. We're gonna split 1 or 2 of the Zealots off, but they will not trigger any of these Widow Mines to go off. 1 Phoenix is going to lift Widow Mine. The other one just gets lifted and dropped. I mean, that's still good because that's gonna prevent it from firing. I think Arrogfire is a bit overconfident in his army. Like, he's got a tiny army and he's bleeding out a lot of expensive units again. That was also, I don't think, really the fight to chase. Poking with the Colossus is good, but I think really committing with the Colossus is not the way to go. Marines, Marauders, and Widow Mines are going to get on top of the 4th. We do have a cannon and a battery here. We're going to disrupt the cannons and batteries. Great things are possible. Risky move by MilkiCow, guys, because imagine if battery overcharge was activated to keep that disruptor alive, but that disruptor does not get kept alive. Now 3 medevacs full of bio are going to fly into the natural. This is where life becomes hell for Arrogfire, as that disruptor gets picked up as well. What do we leave behind? 2 Colossus, a Stalker. So a lot of belief, guys, in a shield battery and a cannon. 2 medevacs solo. Come on, the Phoenix. Oh my goodness. A legitimate 1 HP medevac just saved 4 Marauders. Yeah, the Phoenix is like, here I am. It's like, too late. Should have been there earlier, mate. We now have 2 big fights happening at once, but this is not a pretty looking fight for the small part of the Protoss army. With the X-ray unit showing up, maybe tiny chance. Overall, I think the macro of MilkiCow has been a bit too flawless. He has not been slowed down. With the X-ray zealots showing up here, this looks a tiny bit more promising for Arrogfire, but at the moment, the only thing that Arrogfire can really build that is good are zealots. And the zealots just have +1. They do not have any armor upgrades. He lost his robo. Does not believe in continuing to build phoenixes, which I think is okay-ish, but the fact that he's been on 4 bases for so long is kind of impressive. I'm just afraid that that is not going to be good enough. We have a few zealots that are going to storm into a very wide open third. There is a big Gabriel bunker here, but that bunker is empty. It actually means that these zealots will buy some time for the young kid from France. And now we can start building disruptors again if we want to. Or immortals or colossus. Glad you're enjoying it, Magnus. Kiddos are good. Hello, Natanius. Nady Poo stopping by in the chat. Happy Friday, Nate. Hope all is good, mate. Couple of Stalkers here get caught by Marines and Marauders. Stalkers do have Blink now at this point. Good job, by the way, by Arrogfire, leaving a couple of units behind everywhere. This is going to be so difficult, and MilkiCow's army is massive. We are absolutely going to be forced to cancel this base, and the base will get cancelled. We cannot lose these robos again, and that's obviously something that Arrogfire knows. How's this fight looking in the top side? That Nova does not go off. Oh, can the Colossus battery overcharge? Actually, will keep the base safe. Arrogfire keeps his natural safe, keeps the 4th base safe. Has Zealots again on the other side of the map. Oh, baby. We are gaming. That's so impressive, because a lot of things went wrong for Arrogfire in this game. And I was afraid that this kid was just going to be overrun at one point. He is showing us that he has learned a thing or two in PvT. A lot of things just died there, by the way. Disruptors got blown up by what? Widowmite? A couple of low HP Marauders and 1 Marine are going to stim into the 4th base. Battery overcharge is not good enough to keep the cannon alive. We have observers, but the observers are used for vision. Hey, this is a good catch, by the way, by the Stalkers. Both medevacs will go down. Means all of these Marauders are going to fall too. Arrogfire is battling his heart out as he is creating an NFL goal post over here. Cool. We love it. If a Marine ever makes it through here, guys, it's a touchdown and the game ends immediately. The Colossus are a bit exposed. MilkiCow is going to pounce on this army as Arrogfire was not totally ready. Ooh, that's a shame. Arrogfire was doing so good for so long. And leaving 2 out of 3 Colossus that exposed is painful. Now the 3rd one is going to fall as well. Low HP medevac is going to show up as we have to aim move, and we try to get the young man from France out of this game. And I think we have learned one thing of the co-main event here is that this kid is not going to go down without a fight. It is so hard for Zealots without any armor upgrades to have a big impact in these fights, but the bio units are heavily overstimmed on MilkiCow's side. Stalkers, is Coco's overcharge ready? Oh, of course it's ready. It's always ready. Not sure about all these random pylons, by the way, but Arrogfire still down 49 army supply, and he is trying. Perhaps 1 shot is all it takes. It's gonna have to be a very big shot though. EMPs will connect with Stalkers in the center and on the left side. Marines and Marauders gonna stim forward. MilkiCow feels that this is finally the moment to get Arrogfire out of this game, and he is correct. GG, after 15 minutes and a lot of things going wrong for Arrogfire in the beginning, MilkiCow takes the 1-0 lead. But hey, if you're Arrogfire, you gotta look at that and be like, well, if I just clean things up a tiny bit, I think I can turn this around. The Widowmines dealt a lot of damage. The Phoenixes took some bad fights against the Cyclones. It was always going to be tough from there on out. Even lost a robo at one point, but hang in there like a champ. Almost believed at one point. It's a shame that those Colossus went through the center and they were so exposed. Fun game though. Nothing wrong with that first game between these two. MilkiCow and Arrogfire are, I think, ready for game 2. It is going to be played on El Cyane. Just give me one quick second, guys. Gamers are ready to game. And that's the way it should be. On the Friday night. The last big brain bouts before we obviously get ready for IEM Katowice. Let's go ahead and hop into game 2.
Round 2. Fight!
Top right side of Arrogfire. Oh, top right side of El Cyane. A-L-L-A-R-A-L. Top right side of El Cyane. We are looking at the main base of the young man from France who has joined Team Ruddy yesterday. So we're going to try to help him and support him on his journey in the magical world of Starcraft 2. This is Arrogfire. Bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of the young man from Russia who has played quite a few times in the Big Brain Bouts. I really like this kid. He has obviously been in the WCS Premier League a few times and he's a damn good European Terran and we don't have too many of those. So it's nice to give him some love. This is MilkiCow. And he's gonna keep his barracks at home, guys. First game, we open up with a barracks on the other side of the map. Not where it's supposed to be. Little rude. Second game, we're just gonna build it. I kinda feel like you should build your first barracks. Keep it nice. Sure, money on the line and whatnot. Keep that barracks at home. We can always bring the proxy barracks back at game 5. Shout out to Chazzy Boy for the 2 months. Welcome, mate. Welcome back. Welcome again. I appreciate it. It is going to be a double gas opening with 3 SAVs on the refinery so far. So I expect MilkiCow to still drop a very quick command center. But it's kind of the way that MilkiCow just likes to open in TVP. I feel like he very, very rarely goes like Reaper expand or Marine expand. Man basically always wants to get a quick factory, get a couple of factory units out. Takes a tiny bit of an economic deficit. Oh, okay. Well, I did say on Oceanborn that MilkiCow is a lover of the armory builds. And this is an incredibly quick armory. I feel like it is, it's even going to be way quicker than it's necessary. What? Is he just gonna run the Widowmine to the other side of the map? Like, what exactly is this build? Because when we go for a command center too, obviously our starport is going to be a bit later. He's just going to run a single cloaked mine to the other side of the map. We are gaming. The Adept actually fighting it is so big, and I think the Adept may be able to kill it. It will now see the red laser as well. So the armory has already been revealed. This is big for Arrogfire as he gets the kill as well. What a start for the young man from France. As the Reaper was distracting him, but he's going to kill that Reaper too. Where in game 1, Arrogfire had a bad start. Here in game 2, the kid is absolutely cooking. 3.5 minutes in, and it could not be any better than this. You kill the Reaper, you kill the Widowmine. You see that the red light comes out of the head. This little red light. So you know what's up. Now you have time to build your robo. I mean, this is so big. I am willing to say that if Arrogfire is not going to win this game, he's probably not going to win game 3 either. And I hope that that will not happen, because 1-3-0, that's all we will allow. Don't want Basilisk to get too upset with me. They're like, Roddy, you promised us close games. What is happening? There was a small period where I lost my touch, but lately I feel like the games on the Friday night have been excellent and very close and very competitive. Yeah, this is a night and day difference compared to Oceanborn. And don't forget, on an Oceanborn, Arrogfire lived for a very long time. At one point I almost kind of believed a tiny bit. Are we going to go for the 4-gate Blinkstalker opening here? Yes, we are. 4 gates, Robo, Blinkstalkers. MilkiCow has 0 tanks. He's just trying to go into quick stimmed bio, but honestly I think Arrogfire should be able to overrun him. If you micro your Stalkers properly, you're forced to buy units to stim a couple times. Kinda think that Arrogfire can overrun him. I don't know if this Widowmine has been revealed. Probably just killed the Adept, right? Yeah. I mean, it's a great scout for MilkiCow, by the way. sees the War Prism, sees all the Stalkers, but this is like one of these things where even if you see that it's coming, you're like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stalkers are going to battle first the bunker, then the Marauder. Now they're going to go all out for that first bunker. Second bunker is almost done for MilkiCow, but almost is not quite all the way. And that means that he's going to be forced to pull the SCVs to save that bunker for as long as he humanly can. Loses 7 of them in the process. We are losing... Okay, that one Widowmine, by the way. That center Widowmine has just casually ran to the other side of the map. And is now going to kill 3 probes. That is a start. And it will fire again. But I think Arrogfire just wants to kill MilkiCow here. And I absolutely do believe that he can do that. He's going to supply block Milky. As long as he doesn't lose too many Stalkers in a reckless manner, I think he is going to be fine. That Widowmine is about to fire again. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. Oh, good job. Both the young nerds paying attention. Now the Marauder stimming out as well. Stalker is here. Widowmine burrow on burrow. Great multitasking on both sides. In the end, it does not fire. Stalker still doing that thing. Marauder count a little bit higher than before though. And Link seems to be on cooldown a couple of these units. Look at MilkiCow picking up these Marauders. Trying to get as many shots off as he possibly can. In the end, the Stalkers do reign supreme here. But it is getting close. And only a 6 worker deficit when you have Stim Combat Shield is not that bad. I feel like Arrogfire kind of wants a bit more. Because it's 2 base against 2 base. He's going to blink into the main. He's going to pick up a Tech Lab. He should be able to pick up a Marine or Marauder here as well. So few buy units out. Milky is waiting for these extra units to come out of these barracks. This is Arrogfire. One shots his own observer. You see that, guys? That's how you slam dunk on your opponent. This is asserting your dominance right here. So there's an observer and Arrogfire is like, mate, I'm so far ahead, I don't even need it. Every single Stalker says, F you observer, we'll do it without you. GG gets called and Arrogfire ties things up. What a piece. Good jobby. Very good job. No. So 2 out of 3 have been a success so far. Let's see if I can continue on this note. Game 3 between these 2 very talented youngsters is going to be played on Side Delta. Historically 6-0 in favor of MilkiCow. But a lot of those games were played when Arrogfire was like literally 13, 14. Some of them played somewhat recently, but it's all been a while. First time in 2024 that these 2 are going to duke it out. I feel so far Arrogfire looks really good. Game 2 a pretty convincing win. Game 1 a rough start and hanging in there like an absolute champ. Have to redo the countdown since one of the nerds did not select his correct race. Round 3. Side Delta. Great observing by me. That's why they pay me the big bucks, guys. So good at it.
Round 3. Fight!
Top left side of Side Delta. The man who obviously had a bit of a nightmare start to that previous game. His build got completely revealed, scouted and denied before he could even execute it. That was always going to be a rough scenario to play from. Actually kind of made it somewhat close. Great job by moving that leftover mine at the beginning. But in the end, not good enough to tie things up. Let's see what we can do in game 3. This is MilkiCow. Milky definitely in my eyes is still a youngster, but yeah. Time flies when you're having fun, and the kid that used to be 15, 16 is now 20 already. This one is still 16. In the bottom right side, representing Team Roddy. Big shout out to Jacob, WeShark, Andre, and obviously all the tier 3 subs out there that make it possible for me to sponsor these young nerds. This is Arrogfire. How awesome would it be that if in his first ever best of 5, representing the boys for a little while, he defeats a player that he has historically never defeated before. Don't want to call it the Roddy magic touch, but that'd be something. Hallo André. Vrijdagavond, gezellig jongen. Welkom. Arrogfire is scouted very early. We'll go for 1 gate Cybercore before Nexus expand. Milky is again opening up a double gas with a quick refinery, but this is not surprising. This is something that he does almost every TVP. I personally think that the quicker expand builds are still very good for Terran. I do understand if you're a Terran player, you're playing a best of 5, best of 7, that you want to go like quick expand once, and then a few times you want to go factory before expand. I do think it's a weakness if you always go factory before expand. Because then the Protoss players can just start building battery in the main, battery in the natural, and crank out some workers, and they should be fine against everything you can throw at them. Is he already cast the cursing, that poor boy? Nah, if he loses, there's no shame in that. MilkiCow is very good. Both of these kits are excellent. I think the highest they ever got on the ladder is probably like 6,300 MMR. I know Arrogfire got there one time, probably won 8 million PvPs in a row. I've seen Milky as high as 6.2, I believe. I don't know if he ever did better than that. Question, why are Terran one-base builds so bad with Protoss? I feel like we never see it. I think a couple of them are decent. But the main reason you never see it is because one base all-ins is obviously very straightforward, right? Either you win or you don't. And the main reason why you're going to win, it doesn't really come down to you. You need a bit of build order luck, and then you need your opponent to mess up. If that would not be the case, one base all-ins would be incredibly broken, and they would always work. I think there's a couple good ones out there. I think the Cloaked Widow Mine opening into Thor Rush of one base is very good. Actually, incredibly gnarly build. MilkiCow has just casually ran a Widow Mine to the other side of the map again, and he is going to unburrow the mine, and now we're going to switch targets. Actually, he just fires. I think that's a tiny mistake. He's probably distracted by something else, but I wouldn't quite be certain what that would have been. If this was Clem, guys, that Widow Mine would have targeted a second probe, a third probe, a second probe, and back and forth, and that would have gone on for a long time. Now we do have our follow-up, and the follow-up is Cloaked Widow Mine. So the first mine was not necessarily cloaked yet. The armory is close to finishing up. First Phoenix is out of position. We have a Robo close to finishing up, but it's not there yet, so this is going to be annoying. One mine gets lifted. Where is that armory? Will it ever finish up? The Widow Mine has not fired yet, so the armory will finish up. You need to deny this mine. Alright, so we know that it's cloaked mines, but only a single one. Crank out the observer. Arrogfire right now ups. He's got no gas. Painful. Not bad, but tiny bit annoying that he wasn't able to capitalize on that 1 second window where this cloaked mine fired, was revealed, and the armory wasn't done yet. It is, it's a close call, but I think he gets it actually. Yeah. Man, observers are good. Or Chronobus rather is very good. I'm very used to like warping in a cannon as a response, and the Widow Mine always fires again by the time that the cannon is ready. But obviously if you Chronobus on an observer, that's going to show up quickly. So overall I think it's kind of good for Arrogfire. Enjoying a 10 worker lead. Heading into Phoenix Colossus. Needs to be careful that he doesn't lose the Phoenix against Cyclones, because Cyclones are busto! And it lives. At least it lives, but it's a lot of damage. Is Milky going to donate a Viking? Since there is no shield battery in the main, if you fly that Viking in and it just lands, and Arrogfire is a little late to respond, Vikings are very good in killing probes. Observer is obviously going to be very useful here. He is going to give the man some good information. Milky does not shy away from throwing out the 5 Rex every now and then on 2 bases, but don't think that he's going to do that here. Might be kind of confident in his macro game after that opening match we had on Oceanborn. And Oceanborn, he had a much better start. The work account was dead even on Oceanborn for the longest time. Here, 6 minutes into the game, it is Arrogfire who is 11 workers ahead. What Terran unit isn't good at killing probes? Marauders are not very good. I guess that's kind of it. But I mean, the probe is also rather a fragile unit, mate. Like, That's like saying, what Protoss unit isn't good in killing sentries? It's like, well, I guess Immortals are not very good in killing sentries, and everything else is kind of good. That landed Viking is going to show up. It flew in, it waited patiently. The Phoenixes are on the other side of the map, and this is a lot of lost mining time and 3 workers dying very quickly. Viking is gnarly, baby. Single Zealot is not good enough, by the way. The Phoenixes will finally make it home. That Zealot took a lot of bullets for hire there. This Milky is going to move to the other side of the map with 17 Marines, 5 Marauders, 2 Cyclones. I'm not sure if that's good enough. Do we have an Immortal in the mix? Yes, we do. I think Arrogfire can absolutely win this fight. As long as we don't do anything silly. He's checking right now. He's scouting. He knows where all the forces are at. Why is MilkiCow building another armory? He's like, mate, you open up with an armory. You don't need another armory. That is absolutely a mistake. He just kind of forgot that he opened up with an armory and he thinks he needs one to start +2. He really doesn't. Kind of a crazy... Widowmine gets only a Stalker. I thought that was going to be a lot worse. How far do we have extended thermal lens, mate? We do not. Oh, no extended thermal lens. Guys. Why would you not get extended thermal lens? Why do they always forget it? In the Big Brain Bouts, 6 probes just died to... Oh, what I assume is a Widowmine, yes. A Widowmine just casually wandered into the third by the looks of it. Bit of a messy game by both players. Arrogfire did so many things right. That's Widowmine fires too. Now we're just kind of eating mineshot after mineshot. I mean, maybe he thinks that he can take a great fight with triple Colossus, and I'm sure that could have been the case if he had ETL, but he doesn't. Mine fires again. This game is slipping away, and it's painful. Arrogfire played so good while being behind in game 1. In this game he was actually ahead, and he's just kind of falling apart. He's taking damage left, right and center. He's forgetting key upgrades. He is running through every single mine. He only has 2 observers. MilkiCow now splitting up his army. He has a 4th hitting the 4th, and he has a lot of units running into the 3rd. Does Arrogfire know about it? Well, he knows now. Is that too late? It kind of looks like it's going to be too late. Friendly fire of the Widowmines. Nope, MilkiCow too good for that. He will run away. War Prism can save the Colossus, but not forever. And in the end, the low HP Prism hops out. But this is a very painful Phoenix fight as well. Arrogfire. And Colossus without extended thermal lens, it just sucked. After 9 minutes and 31 seconds, it is MilkiCow who takes the 2-1 lead. In a game where a lot of things went so good in the beginning. Felt like this game had serious potential. Arrogfire was in a much better spot than he was in on Oceanborn, but it almost feels that Viking just kind of flustered him a little, and after that Viking, everything went wrong. Missing Colossus range is the equivalent of forgetting Combat Shield versus Zerg. I'd say it's the equivalent of forgetting Advanced Ballistics while spamming Liberators for half an hour. Game 4 will be played on Hecate, as it is a match point for MilkiCow. Can he extend his win rate? I feel like it's time to stop that. I'm gonna make it my life mission, guys, to make sure that Arrogfire can defeat MilkiCow. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but I promise you, that all will go. Game 4 will be played on Hecate. And let's party and dance and have a good time. 1, 2.
Round 4. Fight!
Top right side, trying to make it 7-0 historically in the battle of these 2 youngsters. We are looking at the main base of our Russian Terran player. It is MilkiCow. The bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of the man who joined Team Roddy yesterday together with Sabadas, a 16-year-old from France. Can we turn things around? It's Arrogfire. Who's asking about my MMR? It's 4-2. I think somebody said that you were 4-5. Then you had somebody stand up for you because I know you're not 4-5. 4-8 and some change for our boy Magnus. That wall off in game 1 though, mate. 3-5 at best. But it happens to the best of us. Team Roddy. Team Roddy is a thing. 4 nerds, guys. Can't believe it. What have I done? But I do already tell you guys it's obviously not the plan to keep 4 on. That is it's a little bit crazy. But I could not pass up on the opportunity to temporarily work together with Arrogfire, who's just a very sweet kid. He's incredibly talented. And he's the one who reached out to me. And to see him without a team would just be blasphemy. So we had to kind of break our own rules temporarily and see if we can help this kid forward. Shout out to Captain Ortega for the 47 months and tier 3. Hartstikke bedankt, jongen. Do you also make money as the team manager? Of course not. It is 100% donation. No, there is a 0 income. Team Roddy's income is 0. It is just a passion project that I do. And obviously I have a lot of people supporting me in the project, which makes it possible. I could not do it alone. No, it's only giving. I take from you guys when I sit here and I play my ladder games. That's when I take, baby. In Team Roddy, we only give. A 1 gate fast expand with a Twilight Council. Arrogfire obviously won on El Sione with 4 gate blink. He did tell me in advance that he is a very big 4 gate blink Stalker fan. And so far he has lost twice with the Stargate and he has won. This is the only game he went for 4 gate blink. He can obviously go 2 gate blink and 3 bases, or 3 gate blink and 3 bases. It doesn't always have to be 4 gate blink Stalker. I feel like the scouting with the Adept and the Adept movement here is excellent. Might be able to kill a Reaper here. Can we kill something? Oh yeah, look at this Adept. This Adept is looking for the double kill. It gets 1. And it doesn't get the second one yet. But hey, that Hellion is kind of stuck. Oh, that alien's so stuck. Ah! Yes, okay. I was about to say, if the side blockers do us dirty here, I'm gonna scream and sign a protest. MilkiCow and his armories, mate. Wait, did he cancel it? Yeah, okay. He built another armory and he's like, probably shouldn't. He doesn't want to go. He makes his single mine and he goes back into Hellions. This is kind of a bizarre build. Not totally certain. Hellions and Cloak Banshees. But Arrogfire is playing 4 gate Robo, and that is honestly very good against all of those things. The medevac is going to show up with only a single mine. I like this start for Arrogfire. Let's see how much I like it after this Widow Mine shot. Obviously painful, but it could have been worse. It is painful though. I do understand that he's not ready for it, even though the minimap awareness should have been good. And this is a little bit sloppy by MilkiCow as he eats a lot of shots. As the Hellions are trying to drive into the natural, that won't work either. I have the feeling this is not going to be a long game, guys. I feel like MilkiCow wants to attack Arrogfire early, but Arrogfire wants to attack MilkiCow. And to quote Tasteless, this is not how it works, guys. One of these guys is wrong. Well, we're going to see who is going to be wrong. As the medevac flies in one more time. The mine burrows, on burrows, is going to switch target, blink. Not quite ready, but the War Prism is ready. That's kind of cute. Dodging the shot with the Prism pickup. Obviously something we have seen before, but I still like it. Alright. Milky is at least going to get a safety bunker, so it seems that MilkiCow is in agreement with the Tasteless analysis, and how could you not? He cannot attack the guy who wants to attack him. It is a Cloak Banshee showing up now. We don't have an Observer yet. That is painful. And at the same time, we have... Oh my goodness, so many probes are going to die. We have a Cloak Banshee in the natural. We have a Hellion drop in the main. And this is kind of... Okay, the Hellions are so low on HP though. So how much damage can they really do? Apparently a very decent amount. All of these probes 1 hit away from dying. Observer is here. Arrogfire is down 10 workers, but you would obviously think there is potential in these Blink Stalkers on the other side of the map, but it's safe to say that it needs to happen sooner rather than later. If MilkiCow makes it unscathed through the next 60 seconds of this game is over. And that man will walk away with $100. If Arrogfire can find some crazy damage, maybe we can still get a game 5. Honestly, I almost feel like we should not go for the main. We should go for the natural. But it's so hard. Down 10 workers. 2 tanks are out. We have 2 tanks and 1 bunker. Do we have a Banshees left? No. The Adepts are here too. Alright, we're gonna drop the Adepts. But now it's 3 tanks and 2 tanks are in the main. And there's another Banshee as well. Stalkers are here. They're gonna go for that Banshee immediately. Alright, well. Oh, 2 Stalkers misrallied into the natural. It's gonna be incredibly hard, guys, to get these 2 tanks. One of the tanks going to unsiege. At least there is a observer that's gonna give him the heads up. He knows he's gonna blink forward. But there was that safety tank on the low ground. And MilkiCow with the hot pickup saves his tank as well. It's almost like that unsiege was bait. And it worked out perfectly. Incredibly well done by MilkiCow. And an unfortunate moment for Arrogfire, who is now just bleeding out a crazy amount of stalkers. And that is going to do it. GG gets called. MilkiCow says maybe that will go someday. But that day is not today. The young man from Russia, 20 years old, takes out the 16-year-old French Protoss. It's okay. Plenty to learn from. And after Katowice, I will work with the kids and see if we can fine-tune some things and make them better. GG. Congrats to MilkiCow. He wins 100 buckies. Arrogfire still gets 25 for playing. The biggest shout out to Basilisk. This Basilisk is awesome. And the goated orc out there. Exclamation mark, guys. Basilisk in the chat to show them some love. And obviously, exclamation mark, Basilisk Discord. If you guys want to show some love in the Discord. And if you have any questions to them, for them, that is a great place to ask them. 64% of you guys thought MilkiCow was going to win. And MilkiCow did win. So it is time already for our main event of the evening. It is Gong Fu Bandai in his second appearance ever of the Big Brain Bouts against Wayne, aka Vanya Radata. And I don't know how many times Vanya has played, but it's at least like 8 or 9. He's a bit of a hero, a savior of the Friday night, because he's always there when we need him. It wasn't necessarily my plan to make him play this early again, but the storyline presented itself. Gong Fu defeated Young Yakov 3-0 2 weeks ago. And on that moment, Wayne said, Roddy, give me Gong Fu. If he does this to my boy Wayne, I want to get a revenge. I was like, sounds actually pretty good. We'll see when it's the right Friday to make it happen. And since this is the last Friday before Katowice, we don't want to ask any Katowice players. Obviously, we don't want to mess with their schedule. Don't want to disturb their practice or make them play public games. So this was a perfect opportunity for 2 really good Starcraft players. Obviously, 6,400 MMR or even more to settle it in a best of 5. I'll give you guys 15 minutes. Who's going to take it, guys? Will it be our German Protoss, or will it be our Russian Zerg? You guys can vote. Bet the house. All the imaginary internet channel points. Take a tiny break. I don't know if the nerds are ready yet, because obviously we are pretty far ahead of schedule. I had the feeling that today was going to be one of these. We're going to be ahead of schedule days, because we also had 2 community series, and I feel like it's less likely that those turn into like 25, 30-minute bangers. And PvT can be very aggressive, especially with Arrogfire and MilkiCow. It's okay. Even short games can be fun. Not every game needs to be half an hour. Tiny break, 3-4 minutes, and after that I'll be back with our final best of 5 of the night. I'll see you guys soon.